Hi everyone, it's good to see you. Sorry it's been a while. I was diagnosed with COVID recently, so it's been kind of hard to do to do videos. I want to be I want to be very careful on this YouTube video because I don't know if I would be shut down completely. This video is called What's Going On. As you know, there's been drones in the sky throughout the United States, but I think they do. I have to be very careful because I'm about to talk about some very deep stuff. Spiritual warfare. Everybody thinks that there's aliens, UFOs, that there's these Martians flying around. There's these demons from other planets, these aliens from other planets, other galaxies. The government says that they've talked to these other aliens and that there's different species and all that, different types of aliens, gray aliens, brown aliens, and everything. But all these talk about aliens, they're not from other planets. They're not. They're not from another galaxy, not from another solar system. They are from hell. They're demonic. Yeah, they may be different ones. Just like there's different choirs of angels, there's different. The demons are fallen angels. So there's different choirs of demons. Just like there's 9 choirs of angels, there's 9 choirs of demons, and each of them do a different thing. Now everybody says, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! What about the flying saucers and all that?" Just like if the demon can come as an angel of light, he can disguise something like a flying saucer. Okay? And yes, there has been abductions. Yes, we know that. But guess what? The reason why I'm discussing this topic now is because I was listening to a YouTube thing. Somebody who does abduction research on abduction cases all throughout the United States and all throughout the world. Case after case after case. This person at the time was dating a Christian woman, and he knew people. This woman knew what this get to the bottom of it, and she said, he he didn't read the Bible at the time. He was really just an atheist. Didn't really want to talk about religion. But then the girl was like, "No, you're dealing with something completely different." And I forget the whole Bible verse that she used, but she it totally turned him around became a Christian, but was still into the abduction, into the hypnosis. Then he ran into a friend that said, you know, there's been cases where people have used the name of Jesus and the abduction has stopped. So, if that's the case, and the show went on, if an abduction thing happens and they use the name of Jesus and the abduction experience stops, then those are aliens. Those are demons. And these abduction experiences are just trying to deceive people, thinking that there's another intelligent race when there's not. They're trying to deceive people to say, oh, we don't need God, let's remove God. Now, here's where the drones thing gets, and here's where I'm gonna get to the drone thing, and you guys might not like it, but I think a lot of the stuff that our government has been doing with COVID and all these other strange stuff. Forget about the wars. Okay, forget about the wars. Forget about the politics. Just let's talk about how the one world government operates. Okay? The people of the one world order, not just in the United States, but throughout the world, they're being instructed by these so-called aliens, aren't they? Aren't they? Kennedy says, "Oh, I talked to an alien. Oh, I talked to an alien." I'm like, "Oh, did you? Did you really?" No. All these people, all these people of these UFO files, most of them, they've been talking to demons to get the plan, what they want to do to the United States. Everybody's like, oh, I want to do astrology. Oh, I want to look at, I want to open myself up to these demons. I want to talk to an alien. No, it's the most dangerous thing you can do. And then all these things with drones. Now, I'm not saying they're not real, because I've had drones over my house. I did. If I could, I would post a video on it. But I don't know how to do all that fancy stuff. But I had one over my house. I'm not surprised because, stupid me, I've called the Russian embassy. Stuff like that. And I probably shouldn't have. I put myself in harm's way. But I think a lot of these drones and a lot of these flying saucers, want to know what I think they are? And I hope YouTube doesn't shut me down for this. And I know this isn't really defending the faith, but we're talking about battles of good and evil, aren't we? So yeah, it is defending the faith. Um. Anyway, the government, if it's not actual aliens and if it's not actual demons and actual drones in the sky, I know that the government has been working on something called Project Bluebeam, where they can do a hologram thing and make it look real. They can actually make an alien walk. make an alien creature walk on Earth and make it look like an alien. And it's not an alien. It's it's just a hologram. But most people don't know about Project Lean. They don't bother to do the research. They just do everything the government tells them to do. So they're not going to know about it. That's why when people go deep into these drones and people get shut off TikTok and YouTube, they get shut off because they don't want the public knowing about it. They want the public to remain stupid. Now, if all these things are being operated by the demons, as I think they're being, the reason why we're going through this, why wouldn't the demons be rampant? Why wouldn't they? We allow everything. We allow witchcraft. We allow Satanism. We don't allow crucifix in our schools. We just take them down. We barely practice the sacraments as a country. We want everything to do with God out. So why should we be protected? Why shouldn't the demons be released? If there was more prayer, we wouldn't be going through stuff like this. Now, I'm not saying that the drones don't have anything to do with the government. I'm not saying that the government hasn't come forward. I just think it's very, 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 very strange. There's also a battle going on between good and evil. So, the devil is making his move, trying to deceive the people. And, you know, if the government is doing Project Bluebeam, it's to usher in more unbelief, to usher in the digital currency, to usher in the Antichrist. I have something to tell you guys. I don't think I told you guys this yet. It was back in June. I was in the hospital back in June going for some type of, I won't get into it, but I was going for some spasms. And I received a prophecy. I'm going to try to remember it as best I can. My child, I want to tell you that everything is unfolding to prepare the way for my second coming through my Son, Jesus Christ. This is God the Father. He said, the 4 horsemen have been released. He told me the Antichrist is working within the shadows, working with many government leaders. He said that the time is coming when the Antichrist will reveal himself. But first, the warning must come. The illumination of conscience. Then at that time, the Antichrist, no, Satan will be wounded for a time. And many will be converted. But that will be short-lived. He said, then the Antichrist will reveal himself. And then the devil will take many souls at this time. He said, at this time, the devil will take many souls because he knows that the final battle is approaching between him and I. And then in the beginning of the message, in the middle of it, I don't remember the exact paragraph, but he said that the devil is taking many souls. This is before he talked about the warning. And he said, including many of my beloved sons in my church, after he talked about how he's working in the shadows. How the Antichrist is working in the shadows with many government leaders. The reason why I bring up the Antichrist is because so many people like, oh, he's gonna be this great deceptive leader and all that. Yes, he is. But so many people think that he's just gonna appear out of nowhere and be like, alright, hi guys. Hi. Hi. I'm the Antichrist. Let's go. I can solve all your problems. No. In order to get to that point, he has to collapse society first. And the church first. And make the church small. But he can't do that if he's out in the open. Then everybody's gonna realize what the real problem is. No. He's probably been working on the ground for a while. She's been working on the ground for a while. for a long time. Yes, he has to get people to work in the government. This is what I think, okay? The Antichrist. No, this isn't biblical. And God forgive me if I'm not going right with church teaching. And I know I'm not trying to sound Protestant. But to be honest with you, I think the Antichrist is probably a high degree Freemason somewhere. Probably in charge of all the Freemason lodges. Or something. And has been secretly just working for a very long time to get the government that he wants in place. Not just within the countries of the world, but unfortunately the Antichrist has to corrupt the church as well. And as far as I'm concerned, please forgive me, guys. I'm a Catholic, you know that. I try to stay close. I try to stay close. The reason why I haven't been doing as much YouTube videos as I've been going through a dark night, but that's another story for another day. But the Antichrist has to infiltrate the church as well. Now everybody's like, whoa. How dare you say that about the church? The last YouTube video I did was on La Salette. Everybody saw it. I wanted to say more, but they cut the end of it. I didn't start that. They did. I wanted to say so much more, but they cut the end of it. They'll probably cut the end of this one too. So God bless you guys for watching it live. But Mary has said in many of her apparitions, and including my messages. Now, this is before I started looking at the messages. The Lord said that Satan, the smoke of Satan, would continue to rise in the church. This is what Jesus said to me, and that he would separate the sheep from the goats, and that priests would have to discern what was right and wrong, whether they wanted to choose the ways of the world or choose my ways, and that the true church would be very small. Mary also said in Our Lady of Akita that the forces of evil would infiltrate even the highest ranks of the church. Now, Our Lady of Akita has been approved by the local bishop, but now the Vatican has said that, well, we're not sure if that apparition is authentic because it wept from the statue of a condemned apparition of Our Lady of all nations, so we can't approve it. Which I think is, don't even get me started. But the reason why they don't want to approve it, because Mary talks about compromising the truth in the church. So the Antichrist has already corrupted the church and has already split the church, as far as I'm concerned. There's been so much confusion as far as there's Freemasons and pagans within the church. There's atheists and intelligent thinkers in the church, but a lot of them in the Vatican, I don't even think they believe in God. They want to believe in a one world religion, and that's exactly what the devil wants. And then also, once the church goes, guess what? Society goes with it. So that's what's going on. The Antichrist is in power. Mary is here though. She's calling us for conversion, gives us the tools to fight and come back to prayer. I don't want to sound like a hypocrite because for about 5 months I was going through a dark night, having doubts about everything. Dryness. The Lord hasn't really spoken to me at all. Thinking that everything was a hallucination. But I know that God has spoken to me. That was the devil. And I know I have to get prayer back into my life, and I started reading Bible, praying the rosary. Because I got a little consolation. I'm going to get into that the next video. God bless you guys. And once once society is in total chaos, that's when the Antichrist will reveal himself. So we'll just wait and see what happens.